folks, it's Jim, it's Julie, it's Geeking Out! We're back! I haven't slept in 50 hours.
Oh dear. Okay.
Alright, so I'm just a tad crazy today.
Just a little bit.
Just a tad.
Just a little more than usual, really.
Yeah, I killed 3 hobos on the way here. Woohoo!
Only 3? That's down from last week.
I know!
I'm very proud of you.
I still have to bury the bodies though, but oh well.
That's what friends are for.
Yep. Alright, so anyway, let's get to some comic reviews before the police investigation starts.
And aptly named, the first book up today is Doomsday Point 1, number 1. So in this, the workers, I suppose, on the International Space Station have noticed a gigantic solar flare and have informed NASA of it and its unique properties, and NASA just sort of brushes them off. Until it's too late when they realize that it's not a normal solar flare, it's actually probably going to bring about Armageddon.
Woohoo! Oh.
Yeah. So
stupid NASA.
So this giant...
This is why you fund NASA, people!
Exactly. So that they can hide things like this from us.
Like the aliens?
Exactly.
Ah.
See? NASA needs our funding. Anyways, so now it's pretty much up to the inhabitants of the space station to repopulate the Earth. And that's where
Wow.
That's where we get started. It's a really good read.
It's John Byrne doing the art, so it's a nice...
And John Byrne writing as well.
So you get some nice stylistic stuff here, and it's always nice to see John Byrne's stuff on the shelves again.
I really enjoyed it. I was very, very surprised. I picked this one up as a filler to get my 3. Not anticipating enjoying it, and was very, very pleasantly surprised. So, go out, pick up Doomsday Point 1, because it's a little bit different of an Armageddon story, and I think that you'll all enjoy it.
Alright, next up we have a bit more Armageddon with the new book from Steve Niles and that misogynistic asshat we all love to loathe, Tony Harris.
Hey, come on. He hasn't done anything lately.
Let's
give him a chance to redeem himself and, he made a mistake. We're giving him a chance to redeem it and not make the same one again.
Let's hope, but...
Crossing fingers.
Yeah, well, I won't say anything bad about his art, but the man himself...
Politics.
Yeah, politics aside.
Yes.
Alright. And in this one, Shaw is a man on the run, fleeing ancient enemies. He finds himself in Prohibition-era Chicago, surrounded by gangsters and demons, and caught between law enforcement and the supernatural underground. So...
That's cool.
One major problem with this book. It is muddled as heck. It goes all over the place. And you really cannot tell when you're reading it just where or when or anything what's going on. And there's really no introduction to these characters or anything like that.
Really?
So it really muddles the whole process, and you can't get a feel for these characters because you're literally being jumped around everywhere. And it really kills any or all tension in the book. And usually Steve Niles is a great writer. I enjoy Niles' writing, but here it's just muddled as heck, and sadly, even though Tony Harris is a good artist, not a great person, but good artist, it really doesn't, the art here does not work to the book's advantage. So
to be honest, when I looked through just to take a look at what the art was like, I didn't like it at all. And that's before I had any idea of who the artist was.
Yeah. So unless you like muddled messes, then you're probably not going to like this one. But a lot of people have really enjoyed this one, so I have no idea what I might be missing out on here.
Strangely enough, I feel like this is a book that would have lent itself to black and white art. Just for the style.
I will agree.
Like the art style would have been nice in black and white.
It probably would have worked a lot better in black and white because it's very minimalistic with the color inside. So honestly, I can't recommend it. So yeah.
All right. Next up is Avengers Enemy Within #1. And this book is all about Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. And
you don't have enough of a mullet.
oh, good.
No. I don't think you're related, even though you have the same cat's name.
Yeah, I discovered today, I know nothing at all about Captain Marvel today. Or before today, rather.
Yeah.
And I discovered that we actually have something in common. It's the strangest thing in common that I could imagine. But
Well, you have a few things in common.
I guess we're both blonde.
Yeah, you're both women.
Yep. And we both have female cats named Chewie.
Yep.
I kind of actually now feel like I need to go back and read Captain Marvel from the beginning. Just because she has a cat named Chewie.
Well, at least her cat's name is just Chewie, not...
Lady Minerva Chewbacca von Kittenstein?
Exactly. Yeah. That, and you don't have a gigantic flowing mullet.
You don't know that her cat's name is just Chewie.
True.
All I ever call Chewie is just Chewie. Well, not just Chewie, but
Yes.
you guys get the point.
Yes.
Anyways, so, all that aside, in this book, Carol has discovered that she has a lesion on her brain that is directly tied into the use of her powers.
Ooh.
So, she has been effectively grounded by the Avengers. She's not allowed to fly. She's allowed only the most basic use of her powers. And she's currently on a mission to find her friend Grandma Rose, who has gone missing. And with the help of Spider-Woman and Thor, she faces off against the Grapplers, a trio of women wrestlers with superpowers, and they chose to become supervillains.
Sounds legit.
It made me giggle a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of a very laughable
And then faces...
supervillain team, yes.
But it gets better. Because she then faces off against not one, but two Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That would be Tyrannosaurus Rexes.
Rex has always just sounded so bad to me. I felt like it was one of those things like moose.
Mooses.
Anyways, she has to face off against dinos.
Yes, dinosaurs.
But there's a bigger picture going on here because somebody's messing with Carol.
Dun dun.
However, thankfully, she's an Avenger. And when somebody picks on the Avengers pick on somebody.
And Joss Whedon kills someone.
But I thought that Coulson wasn't actually dead.
Well, we don't know how he comes back in the TV show, so...
Science! Anyways, so, all that said, I enjoyed reading this book. The art at times was disappointing.
I just can't get over how they can't seem to make her hair flow like a normal person's hair would flow. It just looks like a gigantic mullet.
It does.
On top of her head.
It looks like a really terrible, gigantic mullet.
It's
but
terrible.
I wonder if it doesn't have something to do with the fact that Captain Marvel used to be a man, so they're trying to at least partially mimic his hairstyle from before.
No,
I could be wrong
Captain
because
Marvel
I know
really didn't have a mullet when it was a guy.
What's weird though is that Carol Danvers' hair, pretty, very lovely.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel's, what were you thinking?
It's like a big square on her top of her head.
I don't get it.
It's terrible.
But that's one of my only complaints, really, is that at times I just
distracting.
Yeah, exactly. I just sort of giggle at Captain Marvel's hair. Anyways, all that said, I really enjoyed this and think that you should definitely go give this one a try.
Alright. Next up, we have another Battlestar Galactica comic. Alright, so this is yet another Battlestar Galactica #1. And in this one, when the Galactica is caught in a surprise Cylon attack, they're forced to use Dr. Z's experimental temporal weapons. Oh yes, nothing can possibly go wrong.
Nothing. That's impossible.
And of course, the unexpected results leave Apollo and Starbuck lost in time and space in an alternate reality with no way home.
But of course.
Gee, couldn't see that one coming. Gee, I wonder why temporal weapons were banned in the series. So, yeah, this one's not bad. This one's actually pretty fun. If you're a old school Battlestar Galactica fan, this one follows more in line with the 1980s series, and even has a very interesting and realistic looking Lorne Greene in here, who plays the captain of the ship and whatnot. But it's interesting to see it almost realistically, because it's just been years since, well, we've seen anything with Lorne Greene since he's been dead and all, but...
Way to hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not like he's going to come back and do a Broadway show from the dead.
But wouldn't it be cool if he did?
I don't know, it would be pretty terrifying if you ask me. Oh, look, Lorne Greene's eating the audience. Aww.
Isn't that adorable?
Alright, but anyway, if you're a fan of old school Battlestar Galactica, this is a really good story and some really nice art, and you get a nice feel for these characters that, well, unless you're a fan of the 80s series, you wouldn't know what the heck they're doing, because, well, the 90s, the 2000 series completely took everything from this series and wooed it up. But if you're a fan of Battlestar Galactica, check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Alright, folks, last up for me today is the regular show number 1. And it's time for the annual benefit concert. And they've hired possibly the world's most terrible band.
Yep.
It's a guy on a stage with an acoustic guitar and his friend with a tambourine. And the crowd is bored. Bored pretty well to tears.
And I'll be right back.
And it's... all is going well, except that the band is terrible. Right up until when Mordecai, a talking blue jay, and his best friend Rigby, a talking raccoon, accidentally challenge Muscle Man to start a mosh pit.
Wow.
What they didn't know is that by starting a mosh pit at an acoustic show, they could cause a rift in the music genres, and thereby the end of the world. So, this was cute. I'm getting tired, though, of this art style, of the big bodies.
I really hate this simplistic art style, I will agree. This is one of the ugliest books I've seen in quite a while. And it really does not lend itself well to the medium that it's in, because it just really detracts.
Yeah, I have no desire to look at this art. I don't find any of the characters particularly adorable.
I don't understand why the show is as big as hit as it is, and quite frankly, these types of shows really kind of just tick me off because quite frankly, simplicity is just rampant. And I mean, when you can look at a show like Avatar: The Last Airbender, you can see the work that went into everything, the writing, the storytelling, the art.
Yeah.
When you look at a show like this, they're just going for the lowest common denominator, and it really makes the show suffer as a whole.
I mean, I get that it's designed to appeal to all ages. It's designed so that a 6-year-old can enjoy it, and their 26-year-old parent or 36-year-old parent can also enjoy it.
I mean, I can understand as well where the popularity will come from. I mean, with shows like Adventure Time or SpongeBob, they have comedy that's not only for the young, but for the old as well. And
I think regular show tries to do that as well.
Yeah.
But I just didn't find that this was something that I really enjoyed. That said, if you're a regular show fan or Adventure Time, maybe a little bit of Phineas and Ferb sort of feel, SpongeBob, anything like that, you're probably going to enjoy the comic, and it would probably be right up the alley for you. There's also another short in here, but it was reprinted in Free Comic Book Day in the Kaboom Summer Blast. So, if you'd like more information on that one, you'll have to check out our FCBD episode from this year.
Yep. Which was 50 minutes long! Alright, and last up this week we have Dream Thief number 1. And in this one, After stealing an Aboriginal mask from a museum, John Lincoln realizes the spirits of the vengeful dead. Luckily, it's not the Grateful Dead, or we'd have to listen to that one-hit song that they did, and then no one would remember any other song that they did. But yeah, so the vengeful dead are possessing his body at night while he sleeps and making him murder people, including those he loves.
You know, I'm just gonna say this, but if he was possessed by the Grateful Dead, he probably would be being possessed and going and rocking out, as opposed to murdering people.
Or he would be going to eat some ice cream, Cherry Garcia.
Still not a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing at all. So yeah, this is really weird.
It looked interesting.
It jumps a lot in the art style because, well, it's going from day to day, so the art style is almost changing with everything that he's done day to day. So you follow this guy as he pretty much loses his mind. Not only from his drug-addled binges and alcohol binges, but from, murdering people. So, yeah, I really don't know what's all going on in this guy's head, or if it's really spirits controlling him, or if it's the drugs doing something, or if it's the alcohol, or who knows what. But I will say this does have a very interesting premise, and it does have some good art.
It also has a nice happy moral. Don't steal things, or you could end up killing everybody you love.
Well, the moral really is don't steal Aboriginal masks because you don't know what they could mean.
I like making it the most simple mask or moral that I can. Don't steal. You could end up killing people.
Yeah, true. Like all those hobos.
So that's why.
I'm completely innocent. But anyway, that brings us to the close of another exciting episode. We are going to be taking next week off as I have to prepare for my biggest convention of the year, Anime North. So I will hopefully see you there. I will be with Ben Dunn and Steve Bennett of Antarctic Press and Studio Iron Cat respectively. And I will have 3 new books available. Ninja High School V2 Volumes 1 and 2, Zetramen Volume 1, and quite a few convention exclusives, which you'll only be able to get at Anime North and are severely limited to 25 copies or less. So be sure to see me next week at Anime North, and we will see you in 2 weeks. See you later.